Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm an online part-time clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, and I list them on eBay and Poshmark and hopefully sell them for a profit. Today is Monday, October 13th, and I am shipping out 22 items that sold on eBay. My gross sales amount is $516.16. Now, usually I get right into it, but I'm gonna have a little longer of an intro because I feel like there's some context that I need to give. Usually I ship daily, but last week I was gone. And so these are like sales from about 11 days. I left my house on October 4th and was gone for a full 7 days. We were home, that was Friday morning. We were home the following Thursday, just this past Thursday. On Friday, I shipped all of my Poshmark items. On Saturday, I had an event I was at all day. And then, of course, Sunday is Sunday. So today, I was getting all of my eBay items ready to go out tomorrow. I put my eBay store on vacation mode. However, I did allow for sales. You can choose to have sales or not have sales. I'm always going to choose to have sales. It just puts a banner at the top of my store on each item that says the seller is away until date. I did have my time away go through Saturday, I believe. While it might have been Friday, I forget. While that was on, I usually have a 15% off coupon. I actually took that off and instead put a 30% off coupon, hoping that the higher percentage would encourage people to buy, even though they were going to have to wait until, potentially a week to sell. The other thing I did was on Monday, I had a video like a week ago, Monday, had a video go live where I announced my store name and had a sale going for viewers with a special coupon code for 40% off. So some of these items are significantly discounted, and I'm happy to do that. I really was trying to, the 40% off was just like a thank you and a celebration of some anniversaries, but I really wanted to also just keep sales going while I was gone. It's evening, there's no mail today, so there was one thing I think in here that sold today. It's been kind of a slow day, but I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of just expecting that right now. Okay, enough of that. This is what sold. These are shoes that I should have never bought. They're Cole Haan. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in there. There it is. Cole Haan. They have the Nike Air sole. They are used and abused, and that's why I never should have bought them. I found them at my old favorite thrift store for $3.50. They sold for $15. They did sell after my sale and my time away. I think they sold yesterday. And it was an offer that someone sent to me. I've had these since 2002, which is too long in my opinion. I only kept a few things that I bought in 2002. I actually try to purge my items, mostly because I don't have space here. I can run about 1,300 items. I want to say comfortably, but it doesn't feel comfortable. Anyway, these lasted through the purging, and so when someone offered me 15, I was like, yeah, let's get rid of those bad boys. So I usually give you the average sale price and the sell-through rate. However, with 22 items, I didn't think that was the best use of my time today. So I am using a recycled mailer. It's one of those Amazon ones that look like a paper bag. It has some padding in it. I do put shoes in poly mailers. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's what I do. And I got to tell you all the information. All of this sold on eBay, so I may still say it sold on eBay, but sold for $15. They actually, plus shipping, they actually paid like $10 in shipping, which actually, that's about right, I think. $10.80. So they paid a total of $25.80. Like I said, I paid $5 or $3.50. So my profit is $12.26. And I've had those too long. Too long to count. Almost 2 years. I don't know when I bought them in 2022, so I just know I bought them. All right, I have 5 sweaters. A couple of them are vintage. This one is vintage. It is also sparkly. It is Jonathan Cass. It doesn't really mean anything. It is made in the US, which does mean something. And it's a plus size, and it's like perfect for winter. It's sparkly. It has that there's a name for it. That like sparkle. Let's see what it's called. Hold on. It actually doesn't say it in there. Never mind. There's a name for that metallic thread, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. So this sold for $29.88 with the 30% off. So the person paid a total of $31.02. I bought this at the bins, the Goodwill outlet, where you pay by the pound, and I average my cost of goods and kind of guess that every item is about $2, and that turn generally is sometimes right. And this actually took 14 months to sell. I've had it for a while, but it makes my profits $17.60. Oh, and actually, this isn't in my total of my gross and my total profit, because my daughters did a booth at a vendor market with all my vintage sweaters to make some money. You heading out? No? Okay. So I had to, I started to tell you something. I don't know if it was important. I don't remember what it was now. Sorry. Oh, I remember. Okay, so this is the other vintage sweater. This one is Brian McNeil. I don't know what these names are. This is Orlan acrylic. It doesn't say where it's made, but I thought it was kind of cool. It does have quite a few flaws, so I listed it really low. It's very pilled, but I listed it for $9.91. It was one of those things where it was like, do I not list it, or do I just list it really low? So I listed it really low. So they bought it with the 30% off, so about $7 plus shipping. They paid a total of $15.67. Took 11 months to sell. I paid $1.69, and my profit is $5.67. I get my numbers mixed up a lot. All right, so I wrap all of my items in tissue paper, and I add a little thank you sticker. I don't think any of that is necessary, but I just do it. That's what I do. And I do have calculated shipping on all my items. Sometimes it seems like it has worked okay for me. Sometimes I think the shipping is too high. I think often and talk occasionally about going to a flat rate fee, but I'll be honest, it feels very overwhelming and like a daunting task to change the shipping on all my items. So I haven't done it yet, and I don't know if I will, or if I do, when I will. All right, this is a cool sweater. I do think it's vintage. This one is made in Italy. It is merino wool. Codis, it's probably not pronounced that. Probably some Italian way of pronouncing that. I bought this when I bought the the Italian cashmere sweater that I sold for $50 that I should have sold for about $400. I don't know if you saw that. It was horrible. It was awful. I still feel sick about it when I think about it. So I try not to think about it. But this was one of the other sweaters that I bought at that same time. This one sold for $25. And they paid a total of $41.20. So again, the shipping was really high. I actually made some money on the shipping there. It took 10 months to sell. I paid $2 for it at my old favorite thrift store. And that makes my profit $25.43. And I just realized I never finished telling you about, I took all my vintage sweaters that my daughters took to the market, and I unlisted them, and then it wouldn't let me relist it. I don't know. It was weird. So anyway, those two sweaters were not in my final numbers, is all I'm trying to say. $25.43 was my profit on this Italian merino wool sweater. I priced it, I think, at $40, and then they offered me $25, and considering that high shipping, that totally makes sense. I often see when I go to when somebody offers me something like that, I often will go in and go, oh, they basically just like made their shipping free. So this sweater I think is absolutely gorgeous. It's like that winter white color. It's got some cable knit in there and a boat neck. It is Lane Bryant. And this was actually bought by a viewer, so thank you so much. And one thing I noticed is it said that they were a repeat buyer. So it's someone who has bought from me prior, which is really cool. I am very, very appreciative of that. So they paid $18.96 with 40% off plus shipping. So they paid a total of $25.48. I've had this for 7 months and I bought it at the bins, and my profit is $12.37. So thank you so much. I love that. It's really pretty sweater. I'm excited to wear it. The little strip things that you pull off just stuck to me. They're very sticky. Not in a good way. I don't know what would be sticky in a good way, but who knows? All right, this is okay. I don't know. Sometimes I regret my choices. This is a sweater. It says Jägermeister on it, and it has like bottles and snowflakes and a deer head, and it's, I don't know how to say this brand. Shinesty, I don't know. I sold a pair of like golf pants once in this brand, and if I found then that the comps were really good for pants that were like bright and wildly patterned, and I had like just a plain pair of red ones, but they still sold for like $30 or something. I forget, it's been a while. Anyway, I found this sweater and I was like, oh yeah, that brand sold. This took 7 months to sell. It sold for, I had it listed for $34.96, and they used 30% off plus shipping, so they paid a total of $32.77. See, that shipping seems more reasonable. I'm not sure why it's, I know it has to do with how far away they live, but sometimes it just seems, I don't know, crazy. All right. I paid $1 for it at my old favorite thrift store. 7 months ago, so it makes my profit $21.08, which is great. I love a $20 profit on a sweater. That makes me happy. All right. Let's see here. So I had all my stuff like in this bin beside me. And one of my daughters, it's like, I don't know, balanced. One of my daughters came in and knocked it over. So hopefully everything will be where it is. These are just a pair of Adidas track pants. And, oh my word. Always find. I need to stop selling things that are black because they make me crazy with the little fuzzies and all the little hairs and whatnot. Anyway, how's it going?
I'm gonna try to turn this fan on.
All right. It's getting a little chilly here. It's supposed to be down to I don't know, 40 tonight. So anyway, this has the top that goes with it. They are 2 different sizes. Excuse my furnace. They're 2 different sizes, but I listed them in youth. This is like an extra small or something like that. I did note it in I think in the title as well as in the description that they were different sizes. So this sold for $19.91 plus shipping. Did this sell after I got back? It must have. They paid a total of $32.01. I've had it for 11 months. I got it for free. A friend of mine was gonna take her stuff to Goodwill and just stopped by my house instead, which was great. I've sold a few things out of that, and this is one of them. Ooh, it sounds like it's going. It's pretty loud. Hopefully that's not too disturbing. If it is, I apologize. I had it for 11 months. Probably the 2 different sizes on it play a part in that, would be my guess. But my profit is $20.21. So big thank you to my friend. I do think it's beneficial to let people know what you do, because there have been multiple times that people have brought things to me that I have been able to sell. So that's been really, really great. Do you let people know what you do? I would be interested to know that. This is a Wilson bag. It's like an accessory bag, I think, to put on like a golf bag or a tennis bag. I don't really know. I found it at the bins, so, and it's like in fantastic condition. Like it doesn't look used at all. I'm wondering if I can fold it. I don't think I'm gonna. All right. I am just gonna wrap this up. Okay, so it sold for, I had it listed for $18.96, and they used the 30% off coupon. Paid a total of $20.37. And I have 2 different sizes of poly mailers. These I buy on Amazon. They're, I don't know, I forget what the size is, but I use them for bigger things. Forgot what I was saying. They paid a total of $20.37. I've had this for 7 months. I paid roughly $2 for it at the bins, and my profit is $10.20. All right. Oh, I sold a lot of bras. Like a lot. And sometimes I put them in boxes, but I don't think I'm going to today. Maybe I should. Maybe this one I should. We'll see if I've got something padded I can put it in. This brand I thought was really good, but I think that the sell-through rate is good, like 30 to 35 to 40%. but this average sale price isn't very high, but it's Wacoal, I think is how you say that, W-A-C-O-A-L. This one also is like not in perfect condition, so you know, sometimes I don't always make the right choices. But I had this listed. Oh, I remember what happened. Okay, so this sold for 30% off, but they didn't use the coupon. They, right when I was leaving, I started sending out offers, and then I was like, wait, I don't want to do that. I forgot. So I did not send out any offers the whole time I was gone, because I really wanted to just completely disengage as much as I could, which I did an okay job of it, I think. I think I did anyway. Weirdly enough, it was like harder to disengage from YouTube. I like still was looking at comments, even though I wasn't responding, and I don't know, just paying attention. I don't know. I like you guys. I like, see, I don't like doing that. I like you guys. You are one person. I know that there's multiple people that watch my videos, and I'm so grateful for that.
We got the heat!
We got the heat! Alright.
Can I have one of those muffin thingies that,
yes, you may. Yes.
that she made?
Yes.
Where are they?
I don't know. You'll have to find them. I
Can you
think on
taste
top of the
her?
fridge. No. She's advanced.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, you said to make in the fridge?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I paid a total of $16.22. I've had that for 5 months. I bought it for $1 at my new favorite thrift store, and my profit was $8.30. Sometimes I get interrupted. Often I get interrupted, and I leave it in mostly because there's no possible way I would be able to edit videos every day and get them out the way I want to, the way I enjoy. Yeah. But also I like to just present a pretty just realistic view of reselling, and for me that's being interrupted sometimes. I know that that's not everyone's cup of tea, and I totally get it, and I'm not upset if you don't like it. Sorry, this is one of the things that, you know what, I might just leave it to the end. This is one of the things that ended up getting dumped out, and it is kind of like, just got stuff on it, and I want to make sure that it's nice when I send it out, so I think I'll wait until the end so I can take a look over to it really well. All right, these were bought by a viewer, so thank you so much. These are so cute and so soft. They're a pair of jogger sweatpants by Torrid. Love Torrid as a brand. It sells really well for me. I actually have 3 at least items in here that sold from Torrid, so I think that's great. Yeah, these are cozy. They sold for, I had them listed for $18.96. They used the 40% off coupon for a total, let's see, they paid shipping, obviously. They paid a total of $20.88. They left a really sweet note, and I appreciate that so much. And let's see, I paid 50 cents for these at my old favorite thrift store, and I've had them for 4 months, so my profit is $11.62. Thank you so much. All right, I am blown away, always. I feel like I don't have much to say in between. Adding those, the sell-through rate and the average sell price takes up some time. That was an interesting noise. All right, this is also Torrid. This is like a hoodie, has a kangaroo pocket, raglan sleeves, super cozy. Just very like oversized, floppy, soft. So this one sold for $10. I had it listed for $15, and someone sent me an offer of $10, and I took it. This was, I think, yesterday. So they paid a total of $20.50. I had it for 5 months. I got it on a thrifting trip to Michigan. I went to see my grandma and thrifted along the way with my daughter, one of my daughters, and I paid $2.15 for this. And I made a bigger poly mailer. So pop them in here. Here's one. I'm gonna use a recycled one. Love those. Anyway, I paid $2.50 for it 5 months ago. So that makes my profit $9.31. I love these Amazon ones that like give you a second adhesive strip. It's like they want you to recycle them. That's great. All right. Problem with this is it's like a lot of tags on them. It's going strong.
It hasn't stopped.
Mm-mm. I don't think so. I didn't notice it stopping anyway.
Thermostat is just still hanging out at 63 degrees.
Well, it's gonna take a minute to heat up our whole house. Did you shut all the windows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. All right. This is a. I am. It's okay. You want to say hi? I always get lots of. Oh, he waved. I always get lots of comments like, Alex should say hi more often. It's because he's cute. This is a vintage flannel. This is Alex, if you don't know. He is my biggest supporter.
Yeah.
#1 fan. Other half. Builder of shelves. Good shelves. All right. You good?
Yeah.
Thanks for saying hi.
You're welcome.
All right. I think I called this a shacket, and it does have wool in it. It is vintage Sears. It's pretty cool. I do find that the flannels that have wool in them, or better yet, 100% wool flannels, sell pretty well. This is my personal experience with it, seems to. So this one I had listed for $24.96, and they use the 30% off, which I love, and paid a total of $26.82. And I obviously have trouble multitasking and seeing the numbers as I'm picking off fuzzies. Okay. Oh, and my hair that I feel like I lose hair all the time. I found this at the bins, paid roughly $2 for it, and that makes my profit $12.85. I do, let's see, it took 2 months to sell. I do generally aim for $15 in profit just to value my time, but it doesn't always happen, and that's okay. All right. What I should do? Show my little diagonal folding tip. Seems like I get questions about that often. I don't know. Should I do it? Let's see. Alright. Maybe on the next one, because clearly I've already done this one. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything. Oh, I do promote on eBay. promote generally between 2 and 3%. I have tried everything up to about 10%, and I don't know if it matters. I do think promoting helps just in general, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do a really good experiment on like to see if promoting actually works, or upping the promotion fee if that works. Does that make sense? All right. This was kind of fun. I came across just these plain white t-shirts in my old favorite thrift store, and they have there were a bunch of them. They're not perfect. So there were a couple LL Bean, this one's LL Bean, quite a few Duluth, and I went through and checked comps, and the sell-through rate on them were all pretty good. So what I did was I lotted them up, and yeah, so this one sold, I had them listed for $14.96. They sold with a 30% off coupon plus shipping. They paid $19.32. They sold in 2 months. I paid 12 cents for both of them, so not each. I paid 12 cents total. So that makes my profit $8.80. So I assume it was a man, the gentleman that bought them, messaged me and was like, will these ship out on Monday so I know to look for them? And I was like, oh, I wish. I'm sorry. There's no mail service on Monday. So I told them they would be shipping on Tuesday. So what I do is I schedule a pickup with my postal carrier. You just go on USPS.com and schedule a package pickup, and they come right to your door. It's great. This was lovely. I think it's amazing. I did use like cottagecore and fairycore, and I also think I used witchy. So this is a maxi dress, and it has some like sheer panels in it. The overlay is sheer, but it's, you know, this really pretty black floral. I don't know. I just think it's so pretty. It is torrid. It's a torrid dress. So this sold pretty well, I think. I had it listed for $40, $39.96. I don't know why I do it that way. I just do. It sold using the 30% off coupon. So with shipping, they paid a total of $38.77. I've had it for 2 months. I did buy it at my local Goodwill, like in my town, which I very rarely buy things. I very rarely buy things there for, I don't like to go there at all, just in general. I have issues. But they're personal and quirky. Anyway, I very rarely go there, but when I do, jackets and dresses are usually what I look for. And I gotta tell you a story. It's totally these. All right, that one ripped. That's annoying. These new eBay poly mailers I get using my coupon, they are compostable, which I think is great. But they rip really easily, like along the seams, and that's not great. So, I forgot what I was telling you. Okay. Too much going on in my brain. This sold for, paid a total of $38.77. I paid $8 for it 2 months ago. My profit is $17.80, which is, you know, that's okay for $8. I prefer them to sell a little higher, but with the 30% off, that was just, you know, kind of unavoidable. But I was gonna tell you, I went into, my daughters had a little Halloween party to go to over the weekend, and my one daughter was determined to find something, and so we were kind of going all over town, and we stopped into Goodwill, And I was not looking to resell. I was trying to still like just be present with my daughter, but I walked past a cart. There was an abandoned cart just sitting there. No one around, nowhere. I mean, nowhere near it. There was a cart, and I had looked over and I saw this tag, and I was like, I know that tag. You've got to be kidding me. I think it's right here. I'm gonna grab it. I wasn't really planning on sharing this. I was so excited, and then I went, okay, I'm just gonna show you the tag. Do you know that tag? That's Johnny Was. I found this little Johnny Was top. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I kept looking at the cart, like as I was going through the store, to make sure like nobody was going, where's my shirt that I just put in here? Nobody touched the cart the whole time I was in there. Anyway, I also found an I Know a shirt, which I thought was better than it actually is, but that's okay. It's actually really cool too, but all right, next. Sorry, I got sidetracked, but I thought that was a fun story. I ended up going through, it was a small, so I ended up going through all the size small shirts to see if there were more, but there weren't. Anyway, these are a pair of overalls. They are a linen blend. The brand is Abound. I don't know what that brand is, but I love all things linen and overalls. And this was bought by a viewer, so thank you so much. The Abound overalls I listed for $19.96. They used the 40% off coupon. Paid shipping obviously on eBay, so they paid a total of $20.43. Had them for 2 months. I don't know where I got them or how much I paid. I think they might have come from my friend who I bought a bunch of stuff for $3 a piece for them. So that's what I put. I don't know why I didn't write down how much I paid for these, but I didn't. I tried to reposition my camera to show you how I wrap this, but it didn't want to work. All right, I think I paid $3 for these. That makes my profit $7.85. So again, thank you so much. And I was blown away. I need something else to talk about. Or I need to do this faster. One or the other. All right, this is a little sports bra that's sold. It's just a camo Victoria's Secret pink racerback Victoria pink sport actually, and it's an ultimate lightly lined is what it's called. I love it when they tell me exactly what it is on the inside. Makes my life so much easier. This sold, I had it listed for $14.96. They used 30% off. I had it for 5 weeks. I found it the last time I went to the bin with smaller items like this that I know didn't cost $2. I usually average that my cost is $1. They paid a total of $16.37, and so that makes my profit $8.49. So my profit is the amount the person paid plus shipping. I don't have to worry about tax. That's one of the things that my eBay fees pay for. They worry about tax, so I don't have to deal with it, which is great. That would be a mess. And then I subtract my shipping fees, or my shipping costs, what I paid for the label for it to get shipped out, and then my cost of goods. All right. Oh, this was kind of fun. This is actually what I need to give some attention to also, I think. but I'll go ahead and tell you. These are a pair of leggings and a little tank top. One's gray, one is black. The sell-through rate, it was one of those, like the sell-through rate wasn't good, but the sale price was good. And so I ended up just slotting them together and taking a smaller, but it's Beyond the Bump, which is Beyond Yoga's maternity line. So I found a bunch of this, and there was another blankie, which is similar, like really good average sale price, but not great sell-through rate. So yes, that's correct. Anyway, this sold for $30 plus shipping, $39.35. So it was the similar situation. I had it listed for $39.96. They offered me $30, and then when I went in, it was like they got free shipping, which is great. I had this listed for a month. I bought them at a garage sale over Labor Day weekend. It took me a little while to actually list them, but I got them listed, and I paid $4, so I paid $2 a piece per item. And these were promoted, so my profit is $22.33, and I will wrap those up. I need to sweater shave a little bit on it. All right, these are super cool. These had a really good sell-through rate, but these are sports bras from Duluth, believe it or not. So I actually bought 3 of these at the same time. There were, I think, 2 of these like pink ones, and then 1 of these. The other pink one already sold, and then these 2 sold to a viewer. I have this inside out. No, I don't. Anyway, they look great. They're in really good condition, and the sell-through rate was really good on them. But they sold, I had them listed for $19.96 a piece. They bought 2 of them, so they used the 40% off coupon, plus paid shipping, so they paid a total of $35.85. I paid $2 a piece for them, just at a local thrift store that benefits our mission, the mission in our town. And my profit on each of them was $10.01, and so my total profit there is $20.02. I've had them for 2.5 months. It's fantastic. This buyer also just left a really sweet note, so thank you again so much. I am going to use a padded Amazon Prime. Gotta love all my Amazon Prime packages. Do you reuse packaging? I love it. I've never had anyone complain. Hopefully they will continue not complaining. But it saves me a little bit of money, so I don't have to pay for the poly mailers that I use, and helps the environment. The whole reduce, reuse, recycle thing, right? All right. Oh, that's one thing I can think about. Okay. I already told you all that. Okay, this is a vintage maxi skirt. It is a plus size. It is very, I just started rewatching Gilmore Girls with my daughters. We didn't get very far into it yet, but I mean, that's totally a skirt Lorelai would wear, right? It screams Y2K to me, just because I would have worn it in like 2002, 2001. Vintage maxi skirt. It sold for, I think it was a 30% off offer that I sent. It was similar, like I sent out offers before I remembered that I wasn't supposed to be sending out offers. They paid a total of $32.42, so they paid, I'm sorry, $23.97 plus shipping. So this sold in 3 weeks. I bought it at a church rummage sale for $1. Love those church rummage sales. That's probably my favorite. I'm hoping I'll find another one before the fall ends. I feel like sometimes they're in the fall. Anyway, my profit on it is $20.46. Okay, the next two items sold really, really cheap, but they're actually really good items that, like, I shouldn't probably have bought, but I did because they were really good items, but they were stained. So this I bought at the bins, and it has race cars all over it. It's just like a t-shirt material cardigan, but it is like super, I don't know if you can tell, my light's blowing it out, but it's really stained badly. That's Michael Simon, which if you find a Michael Simon cardigan, look it up. They're really cool. I've sold another Michael Simon, I think for like $40 or $50 with, it was like beaded bugs all over it. I'm pretty sure it was bugs. It was a while ago, so. Anyway, there's some really wild Michael Simon stuff out there, and it's really cool. They're mostly like vintage sweaters, my understanding, but since this was so stained, and I couldn't really find anything similar, I listed it for $10. So $9.96. They used the 30% off coupon, so they spent about $7 plus shipping. So they paid a total of $13.67. Took 3 weeks to sell. I bought it at the bins for, again, about $2. So that makes my profit a whole whopping $4.35. However, I saved a really cool cardigan that was gonna go to the landfill. So I'm good with it. I'm telling myself anyway. All right. We're getting to the end. Hang on. So this is kind of a similar situation. This is a tank top and it is pretty stained. Again, it's getting kind of blown out, so I don't know if you can tell, but it's really, there's multiple things on here that are stained, but it's Oh My Gauze, which has a really good sell-through rate. Probably this tank top could have sold for $30, but again, I listed it for 10. So I thought when I bought them, I was like, I'm gonna try to get the stains out. I did. I'm not great at getting stains out. I do one thing, I try it one time, and then I move on. So, and it was one of those things like, I could throw it away, or I could list it for $10. So I went ahead and listed it for $10, and they used the 30% off coupon, so they paid about $7 plus shipping. They paid a total of $12.22. It took, again, 3 weeks to sell. I bought it the last time I went to the bins, paid, okay, I said $2, but I did not pay that much for this, right? Let's see. Oh, my thing's not there. My scale is not where it belongs. That's not good. That's not what you want. I mean, this weighs not much. I paid for a 4-ounce label, so it's less than 4 ounces. It's $1.79 a pound at my bins. So this, I'm struggling here. Here. Okay. Get it together, Jen. We're almost at the end. Hang on. I don't know if I'm talking to you or me. Either one of us. Anyway, 3 weeks to sell, $4.25 is my profit. Save something else from the landfill. I don't know what they're gonna do with those. I always say like, oh, this could be dyed or whatever. All right, this is the thing I put away earlier. It is just like a cowl-necked sweatshirt, hoodie. It's Nike. I'm not good at selling Nike brands, athletic stuff. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to athletic stuff. I shouldn't buy it ever, but this was really cool, and it's a plus size, and it's just cozy, and it looked really nice, like pretty new. So I listed it for $24.96. They used the 30% off coupon. They paid a total of $27.57. I've had this for 4 months because I don't know what I'm doing. And my profit is $15.67. Woo! We made it. Okay. My profit is not good. $200.73. No, $273.76. There we go. We got it. Which spread out over 11 days is not good. That's not enough. I did sell things on Poshmark, but again, it wasn't very much. When I checked my month to date, we're pretty low. I'm pretty low. I would imagine that's because I didn't list anything when we were gone. I didn't do anything, which was needed. I needed it. And I'm glad that I did that. So hopefully it won't be too much of a hit. This is some money. I do this part-time. This is not what pays our bills. This is extra money that goes into our family's budget for dance lessons and just extra stuff that goes into having a family with 4 children. So yeah, that's it. If you made it to the end, leave me a little celebration emoji. Say hi. I will try to celebrate you back. I'm way behind on comments, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get to them. But if it does, know that I appreciate you so much. So much. So make sure you like the video if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already. I usually do this on a daily basis, so they're a little bit shorter and a little more just, up to date with what is actually selling day to day for part-time reseller. I really do appreciate you so much. I'll see you soon.